Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Penny. I am a master esthetician in the United States, and I am super excited that you're here today. We're going to chat about layering skincare. I want to give you some practical tips on how to arrange or rearrange your current skincare routine to get the most out of it. So if you're new here, I do hope that you will consider subscribing. I also hope that you will follow me over on Instagram, where I do fun skincare content. It's a little bit more casual. I'm doing some IGTV, and I will put the link to my Instagram in the description box, and I do hope that you will check that out. Okay, layering skincare. There's a couple rules of thumb that have been around forever. The first one, and one that you've probably heard before, is to follow the thinnest to thickest, clearest, most watery to most opaque rule. That's a great rule to follow and a great basic way to set up your skincare. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take your watery based things. This is an essence, and this would go on your skin immediately after you cleanse onto damp skin, and it makes sense. This would soak right in, and it would almost be like your skin again, right? There's nothing blocking anything else that's going to go after it. After this would be your clear serums, and then after that would be your cloudy serums. So you're following the clearest to the most opaque, and you're following the consistency of water, the wateriest to the thickest. So in this example, I'm going to give you guys an example routine. I have 3 serums. I have the ordinary argireline, I have niacinamide from Good Molecules, and I have the Versed Stroke of Brilliance Vitamin C. So we have 3 serums that I want to get into this morning routine after I use the essence, the Sukiyaki Suhara. Then I'm going to put on my moisturizer because it's thicker. And then finally, the last thing that I would do in this sample routine would be a sunscreen, right? Okay, pretty straightforward. The next tip that I want to give you that I suggest you start implementing is to follow the pH scale. So many of us are introducing so many cool things into our skincare routine, and then we have no idea where to put them in. You might have 3 serums that you like to use in the morning, and you wonder, but which order do I put those serums in? Okay, so we're gonna go over that. First thing you need to understand is the pH scale. In a nutshell, it runs from 0 to 14, and it measures the acidity or the alkalinity of a water-based solution. So everything from 0 to 7, essentially, is an acid, and everything over 7 is an alkaline. Pretty much everything that we deal with in skincare, pretty much, is on the under 7. It's an acid of some sort. Our skin is actually somewhere between 4.7 and 5.7 naturally. That's just where we sit. Our skin is slightly acidic, and it needs to be. It's a very important reason for our skin to stay slightly acidic. It helps to protect us from bacteria and viruses and fungi and all of that kind of stuff. So preserving that particular part of our skin is important, the pH. Okay, so what I suggest by following the pH scale when it comes to your skincare is you follow in an ascending order, meaning you choose the things with out of the grouping. So if we're going to use my example, we're looking at the serum section because that's where we have 3 things and we're not sure what order we want to put them in. So we know that argireline is a 4.5 to 5.5. That is its ideal pH. And if you are wondering how you figure all of this out, 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to put a graphic up with lots of things that have their ideal pH. But number 2, a simple Google search will render what you need to know. You can put in argireline pH, and it will tell you exactly the pH that argireline likes to sit. So this is not that difficult, and you can simply look at your skincare routine, assess the pH of the things in your routine, and put them in ascending order. So argireline likes to be between 4.5 and 5.5. Niacinamide likes to be between 5 and 7. And sodium ascorbyl phosphate, that's the vitamin C that's in here, likes to be at 6.5. Now you might wonder, well, when it has a range, which number do I choose? I personally always choose the first number. So argireline, for example, likes to be between 4.5 and 5.5. I call this 4.5. I just take the first number. Same thing with niacinamide. It likes to be between 5 and 7. I just consider the 5. That's how I figure it out. Otherwise, it starts to get very confusing with ranges and where do I put it and that kind of stuff. So that means This argireline would go first in this sample routine because it's 4.5. The niacinamide would go next because it's 5. And then finally, the last of these 3 serums would be the sodium ascorbyl phosphate because it likes to be at a 6.5. You just follow up the pH scale. That is how you know when you have several things in your routine, which order you put them in. Then you're still going to follow with your moisturizer. You're still following the thinnest to thickest and the most clear to the most opaque. But within your routine, lots of times we have multiple things that we like to layer. That's when you employ the pH scale. We're trying to respect the pH of each of these products so that we don't render them less effective. So just following that little rule will help every one of our serums work a little bit better. Now, something else that you can take away from this is if you have a couple products that are really far apart on the pH scale. Let's pretend for a minute that this one wanted to be at 3 and this one likes to be at 6. 2 things you can do. Number 1, you can go ahead and use the lower pH first, of course, because it's lower. You're going to still go up. And then you can wait. You can wait, 30 minutes and then apply the next one that is more than 2 apart on the pH scale. Anytime you're more than 2 apart on the pH scale, give it a little bit of time and wait. That is up for debate. I know that there are some skincare nerds out there that are going to tell you and me that wait times are pointless. They don't make any difference. And that might be true. But if you really, really want to use 2 products in the same routine that are that far apart on the pH scale, I'm a better safe than sorry. Do a little wait time and set them apart a little bit. The second thing that you can do is simply remove one of them from your routine. It may not be important enough to have all of these products in your routine if they are that far apart on the pH scale. Perhaps it's a good idea to take something out of your routine. It never hurts to edit your skincare routine. Okay, another tip that I want to give you that is probably paramount to all of this is to follow the directions of any product that you use. And that's super, super important because lots of products that are out now have special instructions in order for them to work the best for you. So if those instructions conflict with anything that I'm telling you right now, your pH scale or thinnest to thickest, the rule that you follow first is the directions on the box. That's the most important thing. And that might fall back on now you need to edit your routine. You need to remove some things and simplify so that you can follow the directions. Okay, now the last thing that I suggest is if you want to edit your skincare routines, you want to remove a few things, but now you kind of miss that one thing that you don't use. Do your skincare routines in blocks. Do 6 to 8 weeks of a skincare routine. This is what I am doing right now. Be consistent with what you are doing. Try and adhere to all of the rules of thinnest to thickest, clearest to most opaque, following the pH scale, editing your skincare so that you take anything out that doesn't fit. And then in 6 to 8 weeks, assess how your skin looks, how you feel, what you're liking, what you're not liking, and reevaluate. At that point, you can apply all of these rules again. You can reintroduce some of the things that you're missing, pull some other things out, and start over again. 6 to 8 weeks gives you enough time to kind of assess if something's working for you, if you're getting the results that you want, and it gives you time to actually use some of your products. So don't be afraid of, kind of doing block increments and being super consistent and following the rules of layering in a certain time frame. Okay, so those are some basics. Of course, there's so many caveats that we could have, you guys. I mean, we know that right now in skincare, there are a million things on the market that can throw a little wrench into the works here, right? So simplify it. Edit your skincare routine down. Take it down. If it is overwhelming and it is too confusing to you, then you probably have too much going on in your routine. Simplify it. I hope that this was helpful. Please leave any questions down below because I will try and answer them as I can. I am going to put some of these graphics on Instagram so that you can, look at them in still form. And then very, very soon, my website is going to be up and I will have printables and all kinds of stuff for references for you guys. I hope that you are having a fantastic week. I hope that you're staying safe and healthy, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.